Just give me 2 seconds. We're gonna... Yeah, let's go. Let's just quickly talk about this. I'm going to just clarify right now that I don't see myself as a massive big streamer that can give you advice on everything because I know better. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm done a bit of research as well as stuff that I've had from my own experiences. I would just like to tell you what I've learned, and you can take this with a pinch of salt and apply it to whatever you want. Like I said, this is my own opinion, so don't have a go at me. I'm just trying to get across what I think. And if you guys have any other opinions about this, or if you have an issue with what I said, or if you feel like there's something I missed out, let me know in the comment section down below. Before we get into the video, remember I stream over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I'll leave a link for that down in the description below. And also, if you enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. So, starting out with upgrading your stream from scratch. We're going to assume that you have a decent working PC and you've got yourself a headset with a mic on, because most people have that if they're gaming online with friends. And what you will do is you'll have OBS, which I recommend, or I think Streamlabs have their own one. It's called like Slobs or something. Streamlabs, OBS, yeah. One of those two, and you have your alerts set up, and we'll go over alerts. There is a video I've got, I'll link it up here, about alerts and stuff, but other than that, we'll continue from there. So the first thing you're going to want to buy is a webcam. So far, for some reason, if you check on Amazon, especially on UK Amazon, which is what I will be referencing in this video, most things are quite expensive at the minute, but I recommend going with the Logitech C920 Pro. That's what I use. That one lets you record at 1080p, 30 frames per second. It's got a 78 degrees field of view. So for anyone who doesn't know, field of view is basically how wide and deep the shot looks. And so obviously a smaller field of view just takes in a little bit. Depends on what you've got behind you. If you would like a wider field of view and to be able to record at 60 frames per second instead of 30, there is the Logitech Brio, but that one is slightly more expensive. With the Logitech C920 Pro being at around 135 at the minute. Black Friday is a good one for this, because I'm pretty sure I managed to get mine for like 30, which is amazing. But it's 135 on Amazon at the minute. And the Logitech Brio, on the other hand, is 250. So a big difference there. But it's what you want, because if you would have a lot of things in your room that show off your personality, so maybe posters about but the games you like, stuff like that, and like bits and pieces that show that off, you might want to have a wider field of view to be able to bring that all into shot. And also the 60 frames per second, of course. That's just something better. It just depends on which kind of thing you're going for and how much you're willing to spend on a webcam at this time. For a microphone, there's a lot of things you can go for here. I personally would recommend a USB mic right now, because they've got a couple of good options, and I will talk about this later. If you get one with a headphone jack, I can show you how to progress from there. What I started out with was a Blue Yeti. Got it here. It's not in the stand at the minute because it's taken it off. But I started out with this one. I got this, what was that, 3 years ago? Been using it ever since. It's a great mic, good quality. You see quite a few people over around Twitch using that. You can buy it on Amazon now for 120, I think, which is pretty good. Although I would recommend now going for the new Elgato mic, the Wave 1, or they've got the Wave 1 or the Wave 3. And these ones are pretty good. One's 120, one's 150. Obviously, you can work that out. And this one is great because the audio quality is pretty similar to the Yeti, and you can probably balance out with EQ and just make them sound pretty much similar. But the Elgato Wave comes with a great audio mixing software, which lets you separate your sources, so your music, your game, your mic, your Discord chats, and you can adjust them through things like the Stream Deck, or I think you can do your phone, because you can get the Stream Deck app on your phone. You can do it on there, or just on the software on the PC. But one of the benefits is just having something extra to be able to control your audio on, which is very good, because some people have the game volume like either too low or too high in comparison to their mic, and it kind of throws people off when they come to watch a stream. But the next thing I'm going to talk about, we're going to talk about lighting. People seem to not look at lighting that much. They see, oh yeah, I need a really, really expensive camera to make my shots look amazing. No. This shot is done with It's not brilliant. It's on a, like I said, 1080p, 30 frames per second webcam. But I've got an Elgato key light Air over here, a big light here, which is the same one as this one behind me. So I've got a backlight and 2 lights on my face. That helps achieve a decent amount of shot where you've got the edge of my hair here is lit up enough that I'm not blending too much into the black background. But I've got, my face is lit up. I used to have like a bit on my face where it was too bright and but I've managed to fix that out now a little bit. But get yourself some cheap lights, like these two here. Can't remember how much they were, but they weren't ridiculously expensive. And they're just to help get a little bit of light on your face, and it makes the camera so much better. Like, they're amazing. From here, you can go for a few different upgrades. So, for example, I got a Stream Deck, which is great because it helps make a lot of things easier, so I can do things without having to come out of my game. But I can also do some nice, like, for example, my transition I use on stream. That one is done through the Stream Deck using the multi-action function, which lets me queue up a load of things at once, so it carries out certain actions and helps me make a very nice looking transition. Other than that, I'd say you can get the key light. Those ones are good because, unlike any other lighting, you can control the brightness and the warmth from your phone, or like I said, or the Stream Deck, and also the app on the PC. And that's just really nice because you can use it to complement another light. So, for example, this big one here, got another one in front of me, like I said. I can't control that, but if it's too bright, I can control the other one and adjust that to fit accordingly with the big one. From here, I would recommend getting a Go XLR Mini. And these ones are great because, like the software with the Wave, you can control your audio sources from that. And I've said earlier about getting a USB mic and getting one with a headphone jack, because if you upgrade to a Go XLR Mini, you can plug the audio, the mic, from the 3.5mm jack into the one on the Go XLR Mini and control it through that. You will bypass the features in it, the preamp stuff, which it's not necessary for a USB mic because that's all in the mic itself. But you can still use all the features like changing the mic, chat, music, and system volumes. From there, like I said, if we follow this progress of upgrading, this is where you get a condenser or a dynamic mic, one that has an XLR input and output. I went for, most recently, as you can see here, for the Rode Pod mic. I feel this one's a great mic, actually. It was 120 when I bought it, and I think that's what it's like on Amazon at the minute. But I think this one's a very good choice. As you can hear the audio quality right now, it's one of my favorites. There's other options out there, like I think the Blue Ember is one that's quite good, but it depends what you're going for, either a condenser or dynamic. You'll have to look into options there. I can probably do a video later about the paths you can go down for that. Overlays is one thing that people always talk about. They always make sure, oh, is your overlay looking great? I have an issue with overlays, which I like to talk about in another video, but get yourself a free one from either Stream Elements or Streamlabs, or whatever service you're using. They've got free ones on there. Use one of them for the minute. Your overlay is not as important as you may think. Once you start earning a bit of money, you can maybe get someone on Fiverr to make you one. But other than that, stick with a free one for the minute. You do not need something fancy right now. When people come into your stream, audio is the main thing they hear. You get taught that on many courses when you do audio and things like that. Audio is the first thing. Then your video, and then any features from there. So far, this is what I've got in my current state of streaming. But upgrade to go from there would be maybe getting a camera. This would let you record YouTube videos and your stream in just higher quality. There's a couple options here. For example, the Sony a5100 and the Canon M50. Both are good and have a clean HDMI output, which means you will not get any numbers on the screen or anything like that when you're trying to put it across to your stream or YouTube. And like I said, you can record YouTube videos, which is something that you should really be doing to try and grow. From there, you can go where you want. Whatever is specific to your stream or what you need to upgrade. Obviously, I've avoided PC choices here because I feel like that is something you do as you go, and this should be your focus if you're going for streaming. These are the steps that have kind of helped me in trying to grow, and I hope they've helped you too. Remember, this is my opinion, so take it with a pinch of salt. If you feel like you should have got something else, it's all fine by me. This is just me trying to help a little bit. Don't forget, I stream over on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Links for that down in the description below. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.